Hi guys, it's that time of the month, I should say, that we make videos how to stay rolling. In the case of going from March 2022 to April 2022, nothing changed. So that's great. Then there is the what's new video we release with the ISOs, and that's this video, right? What is new since March? So the ISOs that were delivered in April, what's different? Before we go to the article itself, I'm going to show you the new way. If I have it and I select it, you'll see that the Calamares is nicer. There is a new version in the 04, so April, not in 03, March, right? Not there, but in the 04, there is a new Calamares in there. Version 3.2 and then, right, 54? Let's see. And the only difference is, and it's a great addition, so we're very glad that this particular person wrote the code for Calamares, because we have now the visibility of what's happening behind the scenes. I've always shown you in videos that there is a log file, but it was hidden away quite far, and you tend to forget things that are hidden and then even protected with root and all that. So some knowledge was required. So everything is the same. The welcome app is the same. Easy installation is I would suggest to everyone at first, right? Before, if you don't have any knowledge about ArcoLinux and all the packages that it provides and all the choices, this will be very difficult then. So use the easy installation for sure. Doesn't really matter for the button that I want to show. So nothing is changed in the sense that, well, 54 was the number. That we do add things to Calamares if we find. I believe there is one little thing that we added to the audio. I believe one audio player that is new. Byte, I believe that's one that's new. But voila, this is just packages, list and choices. The thing that changed, what I would like to quickly show and then go to the next things. That's a button that has been added, and that's neat. That's very neat indeed. So starting off the version of April, and later on we'll see this toggle log thing. And the toggle log is basically the same thing as going to open folder as root, going to root, Control H, the .cache Calamares. You see, it's a lot difficult, more difficult, and you have to see one of the videos to know that actually that exists, and open with Sublime Text, of course. So this thing is now just boom. Awesome, right? Now this may be gibberish, that's okay, that's no problem. But the thing is, the question was down here somewhere, 80%, what is going on, right? That's your answer. Is he still installing? Is he still downloading? You might have an internet connection that is like 30 years back, no speed at all, or there may be conflicts, or there may be key issues. At least you'll see something behind the scenes, and you can share us the same thing with a photo and a screenshot and say, look, here it is, that's a problem here, etc, etc, and there is text available, this is flame shot, blah blah blah. You type things up and you post it on Discord, and we know what's going on. Okay, so that's the new thing, and it will just be crashed, kill the damn thing, close, right? So this will not boot up for sure. The topic is furthermore our ArcoLinux info, ArcoLinux.info. What's new since March? Quite a few things, and I'm happy to release more videos on a monthly basis. We'll show you, but I'll first need to do something here because it's not posted yet. Voila, I cleared my cache and there we are. So this is the release article for the ISOs, and we are introducing monthly releases just for the core ISOs. And we started with ArcoLinux XL, right? Making an ISO for us. That's great. That has everything. So GIMP, so Inkscape, all these things, these tools, they will all be used when we build our ISOs. And then later on we said, okay, users asked for a minimal ISO, and that's the ArcoLinux D. You can end up, and that was at first, right, the bare ISO. Black screen. You decide to install SDM by typing commands or getting your own scripts in, running scripts. And later on, you wanted a XL, which was bare, minimum. So that's the extra small, so extra large, extra small, that's coming from the clothing world, right? And then later on, you wanted to have a kernel that was long-term support. So you had bits and pieces of your hardware that was not addressed, were not functioning. So the LTS normally, right, gives you more support. Now, a next big release, meaning all the Bs as well, will be in July, which is a long way away. So April, May, June, and then mid-July. So 3 months, 4 months until we release all the Bs. So I thought, let's start with monthly releases, but not with everything. It's just not gonna work with 28 ISOs and a few core members and a few beta testers. We do want to test it thoroughly. Every ISO gets installed on real metal. Every single one has an SSD here lying in my room, right? We test it, we test it, we test it. But for that we need time. So core is basically these guys were always our core, and later on you asked, hey, what about us building it? And that's where the ArcoLinux B came in, right? It makes sense over the years if you hear the story. Why there are so many websites. So next releases will be in the beginning of every month. We'll see what we can do, right? Work and life permitting, we aim for the 1st, 2nd, or 3rd of the month. So next release, 1st of April, 2nd, probably realistically 2nd of April, I see in my schedule. But then somewhere in the beginning of May, somewhere in the beginning of June. So at least you have these 4 guys on which you can do anything, right? ArcoLinux Tweak Tool, Hub, Left WM is in, or Plasma is in, or whatever. And so you can switch around, do things anyway. Plus, ArcoLinux Bs are there in the month March. They're all there. You can still download them if you don't want to build. But in this way, we do hope that we're promoting you to have a look at the website and say, I don't know, I can build my own Plasma. Sure you can. I can build you my own Left WM. It's super easy. I can build my own CWM. Yes. Right? And the basis is always the core system. All the ISOs are built on my ArcoLinux XL all the time. The ISO builder. So here's the news video, and then we move on. So I've shown you in detail, right, that we have this log, that's amazing. So we can keep track of what's going on, even if we don't really understand everything. You do see it is busy. It's not freezing, and that's something, of course, that is important for users. As I say, it stayed here on 80% and nothing's happening. I think I'll pull the plug. No, don't pull the plug. Click on toggle log and see what's going on. It's downloading something. Okay. Ooh, that is very slow. Okay. That's the reason why everything is slowing down. And then we have Carly. And Carly, we've created, he's having the 53, so 54, 53. It's 2 days old, 54. So glad that it's in there for our core ISOs. Carly key in the Mirrorless will be imported automatically. It's always these issues with keys, right? So when you run 30 or 40 and you try out Carly, how does it feel? Should I invest time in it, right? That's the first thing probably users will say. If I want to build an ISO, and I've added a little thing in here. To reach your goals, it may not be necessary to start building a personal ISO. People ask me kind of questions, and I think, why would you start learning weeks of time in how to build an ISO if you just want to switch between your DWM and my DWM, for instance? Right? There are other goals. You can reach the same goal with other alternatives. And this video will give you advice. This is possible, that is possible, this is possible. You don't need to start building ISOs straight away. See what knowledge you have. That's what's the message in the video is, I don't know what knowledge you have. I don't know how much time you want to spend into everything, right? But see what alternatives are there and maybe use those to become in control of your operating system, basically. So Carly has been improved. Carly 11 is installed. I made lots of promotion videos about ArcoLinux Nemesis. Make your own ArcoLinux Nemesis copy. I've done that the last 10-15 years probably, right? Back on my Linux Mint days, everything was green. I didn't like it at all. So you change the distro is good, but the appearance, that's utterly unimportant. You change it the way you like it, and you will do that with scripts. So have a look at these scripts, how it's built, all these Bash RC stuff, and just replace a few names. I don't want Firefox, I want Chromium, etc, etc. The AA ISO has improved again. The aim is simplicity and speed. I have 3 steps to do, and I have a system, an ArcoLinux system. So this is staying as close to Arch, and all the people who say I don't want to use Calamares, this is your solution, right? This is scripting, and you know scripting, you can edit scripting, you can change scripting, you can make choices. This is your thing then, the AA ISO. Everything explained. If you still want to stay very close, but with Calamares, then there is the ALCI, Arch Linux, very close to Arch, but with Calamares. And this one is, let's start with Arch, no Calamares, and scripts. So there are so many ways of installing, I believe 41 ways of installing Arch Linux at this point in time. Choose. I've been playing around really a lot with AA. It's really fun to start running things and then installing, and then later on the Nemesis script, and well, you have these beautiful looks, but it's just looks. It's just right? This is not important. If a wallpaper is nice and a font is nice and blah, 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 that's design. Hblock has ended a little bit, has changed a little bit. I mean, just if we click here, we don't see anything pop up, but it's working just fine, and that's explained here. So this blocks all the rubbish websites, so you don't get advertisement, etc, etc, etc. Left WM, a new theme came along, and we used Ascent, so copyright Ascent. Thank you for making it, but we have adapted it to, well, for ArcoLinux, so it works, everything, the key bindings work and all that, and made the design our own. We're learning all about fish. I like it very much until now, so design wise it's also fun to have this fish logo and look and all that. It's great. So we'll learn more, and as we learn we share our knowledge. Spamac all gave us some problems, so we've built our own package called Arcolic Spamac all to be able to install stuff from AOR and from Flatpak and from Snap, which none of them I'll do. If there's a package I want, well, I'll build it and put it on my repo, and you've got it as well then, right? So suggestions for packages often are sent on the Discord server, and I say, oh, that's indeed an interesting package. 5 seconds later, it's on the repo. We have some new servers, so thank you for the providers of the servers here. There are actually 2 in the region here from Australia and Thailand and all that. So South Korea and Singapore. But then also a third one, we see 3, which is not in the picture, which is just GitLab and Codeberg. So 2, GitLab was already there, Codeberg is new, but then again, we've purchased with your donations, guys. So think about donating. If you say, okay, this is my system for the coming years, right? Think about becoming a donator, because we've bought at GitLab more space. Each time we add packages to our repos, like the extra large repo, right? It keeps on growing and keeps on growing, which is interesting, but it costs money. So Mirrorless has been updated due to all the new stuff, and we see a new Mirrorless. We've explained how to do it manually. We've explained how to do it automatically. A button down here, reset ArcoLinux Mirrorless, boom, and it's set the way it should be. And that's the what's new video. So we're making the what's new video at this point in time, and actually there was nothing to say in this video how to stay rolling. But remember again, Arch Linux keyring, that's the issue all people have with keys. So if you start with that, when you update, you'll be surely in the clear. That's it for me. Had fun, much fun, most notably with the AA ISO. So if you have a look at it, maybe you fall in love as well. An interesting system to make sure that you're in control. You make your own GitHubs, basically. You build your own Arch Linux ISO, and your GitHubs come on there, on the Arch Linux ISO. And then you just have to run them. Et voila. Everything is set in advance. You choose BTRFS or RiserFS or XFS, whatever, right? The desktop, whatever, the applications, whatever, choose. You just say run, reboot, done. And you've got a system. An ISO that's your own, USB that's your own, and you just have fun installing again and again and again. And that's what I've been doing here in these pictures. All right, this one, if you're wondering, this one is the ArcoLinux Nemesis, right? If I am on AA, I've made all kinds of things in the ArcoLinux Nemesis. If I am on Arch, do this. If I am on Kali, do this. If I am AA, do this. The standard LTM, we all know the standard LTM GTK greeter, right? Not nice. So the only thing I said is put this wallpaper there and use the Arc Dark, and that's it. And suddenly it comes to life, and that's all it is. Scripting, super fun. All right, cheers.